Therefore, now it's my great pleasure to welcome on stage Minister Szeptecki, responsible also for international cooperation. Please.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to be here because Switzerland is not only one of the world science and innovation leading countries according to the Global Innovation Index, but it's also our major partner in that area at the level of Poland, but also at the level of Ministry of Science and Higher Education. For last 18 months since we came to the government, we've developed together several initiatives, including what Mr. Ambassador mentioned, my recent participation in the GESDA summit, GESDA staying for Geneva Science and Diplomacy Anticipation in Geneva. And indeed, this is something very valuable to us. We have historically very good relations. Sometimes we used to say we've never fought a war with some other countries, so this is clearly the case of Poland and Switzerland. But what's more important, certainly, we have really a dense cooperation network between our universities, scientific institutes, and other entities within the field of science, research, and innovation. Poland, much as Switzerland, is very much innovation oriented. We have a large number of innovative startups in our country, and in that area, cooperation with Switzerland is highly beneficial for its prestige and global reputation in that area. Thanks to our bilateral ties, we can help our startups, our businesses to enter global markets. Polish institutions of science and higher education are also interested in cooperating with their Swiss counterparts. We, as Ministry of Science and Higher Education, we recognize this interest both at the level of the ministry, our agencies like National Agency of Academic Exchange or National Science Center, National Center for Research and Development, and at the level of universities. We are observing the development of cooperation between Polish universities and Swiss federal technical universities, in particular the ETH Zurich and also EPFL in Lausanne. One of these areas, but not the only one, being, of course, the already mentioned artificial intelligence. An important event in the Polish-Swiss relations last year, and also the confirmation of the readiness and willingness to deepen mutual cooperation, was the already mentioned signing of a Memorandum of Understanding on cooperation in higher education, scientific research and innovation, which took place in May this year in Poznań. This agreement will undoubtedly support long-term cooperation between Polish and Swiss academic, research and innovation communities. The involvement of Polish and Swiss research funding agencies, as well as institutions engaged in scientific research and in the implementation of its results, plays a crucial role in achieving the expected outcomes. Such coordinated actions will facilitate the creation of innovative solutions, enhancing the competitiveness of our economies and contributing to the development of our countries and societies. The first meeting of the Polish-Swiss Joint Committee followed shortly and was also held on 15th May in Poznań. The role of the committee is to monitor the implementation process of the provisions of the Polish-Swiss Memorandum of Understanding. Thanks to ongoing operational contacts within the committee, we already know at this stage that the MOU has proven to be a useful document and has provided a strong impetus for further deeper scientific and academic cooperation between Poland and Switzerland. Both Polish agencies, already mentioned, supporting research and academic exchange, as well as research institutes and universities, are successfully developing cooperation with Swiss partner institutions and see further potential for its expansion. We continue to highly appreciate the launch of the Research and Innovation Program within the second edition of Swiss-Polish Cooperation Program, as well as the involvement of the National Center for Research and Development and the National Science Center on the Polish side, and Swiss innovation agencies in Swiss, and the Swiss National Science Foundation on the Swiss side. The Research and Innovation Program contributes to strengthening the scientific excellence and the innovation capacity of the Polish research institutions, universities, and enterprises. Cooperation with Switzerland enables Polish participants to learn from the best practices and experiences of its Swiss counterparts. This exchange contributes to the enhancement of our innovation potential, sustainable development, and long-term economic growth, bringing benefits to the both sides. We look forward to the strengthening of cooperation with Swiss researchers and organizations, both on bilateral but also on the multilateral level, in particular under the Horizon program. The development of artificial intelligence is one of the key issues in that area because it's on one hand a chance, but on the other hand also a challenge on technological, social, and ethical level. It is an important tool in various areas of our lives, from medicine in the field of image processing through unmanned vehicles to cyber security. The ability to create new AI solutions is ensured by well-functioning scientific research sector, cooperation between science and business, and the ability to educate human resources in modern technologies. As a country, we are in favorable position because our economy is based on sectors that are highly susceptible to the benefits of implementing AI. Supporting AI-related projects is one of the priority activities of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education. We have world-class experienced specialists in Poland who are of great value in implementing projects in this field, and we would like to be able to implement their projects here in Poland, also thanks to the Polish-Swiss cooperation. That's why, once again, I'm very happy to have you all here to discuss Polish-Swiss common ideas and projects. I hope also, and I'm speaking especially to the Swiss part of the audience here, that the organizers will give you some free time to discover Warsaw. The time is still relatively beautiful, so I hope that discussions will be one thing, but once again, discovering Warsaw will be another. Thank you very much and have fruitful discussions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. And for the second consecutive year, it's my great pleasure to welcome on stage a high-level representative of the Ministry of Digital Affairs, Minister Rafał Rożyński.
Dear Ambassador, dear Minister, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be here in this Innovation Day, and I would like to say a sentence about our cooperation and our future. It's a great pleasure to join you today to reflect on the role of the state in shaping our digital future. At the Ministry of Digital Affairs, our mission is to make technology work for people, improving their life, supporting businesses, and strengthening trust in public institutions. Poland's state's digitalization strategy sets out the vision for the years ahead, combining investment in infrastructure and skills with the protection of digital rights and security. As technology increasingly shapes our societies and economies, the state must act as both a guardian and enabler, ensuring that innovation serves the common good. Allow me to highlight several key areas where this leadership makes a tangible difference, from digital infrastructure and regulation to innovation and cybersecurity. The first, the state as a strategic investor in digital infrastructure. First and foremost, the state itself must be recognized as a strategic investor in digital infrastructure. Without a strong and inclusive foundation, no digital transformation can succeed. Public programs, as the fiber optic networks and the nationwide education network, demonstrate the effectiveness of state support in achieving ambitious digital goals. Ensuring universal access to high-speed internet requires state involvement in planning, financing, and regulation. The state can actively support wide spots, areas commercially unattractive for private operators through co-financing mechanisms. And yet, infrastructure alone is not enough. To make this investment truly effective, the state must also create a predictable and innovative environment through smart regulations. Regulation as a tool to create certainty and stimulate the market. Building on this foundation, regulation becomes one of the most powerful tools of state leadership. Operators' obligations linked to spectrum auctions show that clear regulation and technical requirements accelerate infrastructure development. Regulation ensuring technology neutrality, transparency, and open wholesale access increase competition and innovation. The states can stimulate demand for networks and digital services, for example, via connectivity vouchers. Beyond regulation, however, the state's role extends further toward nurturing entire innovation ecosystem that bring public, private, and academic sector together. To truly unlock the potential of digital transformation, the state must act as a catalyst for innovation ecosystems. Creating an environment conducive to innovation requires integration of research, institution, public administration, and private sector. Digital platforms like gov.pl and mObywatel demonstrate how the state can connect citizens, research institutions, and businesses, fostering an environment of innovation and trust. The state can act as a moderator and integrator, connecting private sector players with research institutions and administration. This approach also creates fertile ground for international collaboration, learning from other countries, and sharing best practices. In this spirit, bilateral cooperation becomes an essential dimension of digital policy. States can share experiences in digital administration, telecom regulation, and innovation ecosystem development. Joint projects, conferences, study visits, and exchange programs enable the adoption of proven models and tools in different countries. Examples include learning from EU experience with digital vouchers, e-government services, cybersecurity, and startup support strategies in technology sector. Looking ahead, Poland and Switzerland could further strengthen their economic cooperation, particularly in high-value sectors such as precision engineering, pharmaceutics, and robotics, where both countries' expertise can create meaningful synergies for innovation and digital transformation. Such cooperation naturally links to the broader issue to investment incentives and the long-term planning required to meet Europe's digital ambitions. Building a truly digital state begins with a solid infrastructure foundation. Poland's actions are guided by the National Action Plan for the Path to the Digital Decade until 2030, which translates the EU Digital Decade goals into concrete national measures. Through this framework, we are working to achieve universal gigabit connectivity full coverage by very high capacity networks and the availability of 5G in all populated areas. Public support plays a crucial role where market incentives are not enough, helping to close remaining white spots and ensure that no region is left behind. By linking investment programs with the clear regulatory conditions, Poland encourages private operation to expand infrastructure while safeguarding fair access and long-term sustainability. At the same time, as we strengthen our infrastructure, we must also ensure that it remains secure and resilient, which brings us to the next key area, cybersecurity. Cybersecurity today stands at the very core of national resilience. It's a key pillar of states' functioning, both in the public and private sector, particularly in light of increasing threats and the evolving nature of modern conflicts. Poland is the most targeted country in the EU. As an active member of the EU and NATO, we are developing model solutions for protecting critical infrastructure, responding to incidents, and raising awareness in both the public and private sectors. But true security also means trust, and trust is built through transparency, accessibility, and user-friendly digital services. This brings us to the final human-centered dimension of transformation. Poland is a breakthrough point in its digital development. Citizens are increasingly using state services online, and public administration is becoming more open to 21st century technologies. The mObywatel application is a symbol of this transformation, demonstrating that the state can be modern, accessible, and user-friendly while remaining secure. Direction for the development of the mObywatel, implementation artificial intelligence, adding new services and new areas of healthcare and public administration, expanding functionality to the private sector. mObywatel as a tool for identity verification in the banking, telecommunication, and education sectors. The most significant element in the implementing the digital priorities of the Polish presidency was the adopting of the EU Cyber Blueprint. This initiative reinforced Poland's position as a leader in digital security in Europe. Ultimately, digital transformation must remain people-centered, which leads us to the broader vision we share with our international partners. Ladies and gentlemen, the digital transformation is not only about technology, it's about people, trust, and shared responsibility. No single country can face this challenge alone. That is why dialogue and cooperation, including between Poland and Switzerland, are so essential. By sharing our experience and combining our strength in areas such as precision engineering, digital innovation, and cybersecurity, we can build a future where technology truly serves society. Together, we can ensure that digital revolution remains human-centered, secure, and inclusive for the benefit of all our citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ministers, for your insightful keynotes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to learn more about the Swiss perspective. I have now the great pleasure to announce the keynote by Her Excellency Alexandra Baumann. The floor is yours.
Distinguished ministers, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to be here with you today to celebrate the 10th Polish-Swiss Innovation Day, celebrating a whole decade of collaboration, exchange, and forward-looking partnerships between our two nations. Allow me first to thank the organizers, the Swiss Embassy, and also the Polish Chamber of Commerce, the Polish-Swiss Chamber of Commerce, for this excellent initiative. Your commitment in bringing forward and bringing together academia, industry, and government representatives perfectly embodies the spirit of what we call science and technology diplomacy. And this is what my division at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Switzerland is trying to push forward. From my perspective in Bern, I have been very impressed by the transformation that Poland has achieved over the past 2 decades. Poland has emerged among the 20 largest economies in the world. And let me tell you a secret here. When the G20 was built, and when they came together, Switzerland was going like this and say, we're the 20th biggest, so we have to have a seat at the table. Now that's no longer the case. You overtook us, so congratulations. That doesn't mean you get a seat at the table at the G20, but you can try. Poland's economic and technological dynamism and growth have not gone unnoticed in Switzerland. The energy of your entrepreneurs, your scientific excellence, and your rapidly developing tech ecosystem are opening exciting new avenues for our partnership. Indeed, we are witnessing a real momentum in Swiss-Polish relations. Building on a strong foundation of trust and shared values, we are now expanding our cooperation in innovation, science, sustainability, and technology. Last May, I came across a remarkable delegation preparing to travel to Poland. The Vice President of my government, the President of Swiss universities, the President of ETH Zurich, leading professors and CEOs from Switzerland Global Enterprise, and major Swiss companies. All these key decision makers came to Poland for the Impact 25 Innovation Conference that was mentioned by the ambassador before, underlying the strategic importance of Poland as a partner for Switzerland in innovation and business. And now it is my turn to come to Warsaw, and I'm truly delighted to witness firsthand the dynamism of Poland and the vibrancy of our bilateral relations. This year's theme, Industry of the Future, the Next Evolution in Industrial Transformation, could not be timelier. As we enter the era of Industry 5.0, we are called to ensure that technological progress remains human-centered, sustainable, and resilient, as you, Minister, just mentioned. Industry 5.0 is not only about automation and AI, it is about the collaboration between the humans and the machines, where technology empowers rather than replaces us. I think that's the big difference. This vision resonates deeply with Switzerland's innovation model, one that values people, craftsmanship, and creativity as much as technological excellence. Switzerland consistently ranks among the world's most innovative countries. That was mentioned before. Thank you very much. Thanks to the unique ecosystem connecting research, business, and policy, an ecosystem that places human well-being and sustainability at its core. Poland, with its strong STEM talent and rapidly growing AI and robotics sectors, brings enormous potential to this shared vision. And together we can also contribute to shaping Europe's innovation landscape, one that's not only competitive, but also ethical and inclusive. This collaboration extends beyond business or academia. It is increasingly a matter of diplomacy. In today's world, science and technology are not only the drivers of prosperity, they are also forces that shape international relations. So the question, who controls data, how we regulate artificial intelligence, how we anticipate breakthroughs in quantum computing or biotechnology, these questions will guide and define the geopolitics in the 21st century. That's why Switzerland has made science and technology diplomacy a strategic priority in its foreign policy. We believe that diplomacy must keep the pace with innovation, helping to align rapid technological change with ethical principles and societal needs. At the heart of these efforts stands the already mentioned Geneva Science and Diplomacy Anticipator Foundation, GESTA. Created by the Swiss government and international partner, GESTA's mission is to bridge the world of science, foresight, and governance, to anticipate emerging technologies and translate their implication into global dialogue and policy action. GESTA brings together scientists, diplomats, entrepreneurs, and ethicists to explore technologies that could transform humanity in the coming decades, from generative AI to neurointerfaces, quantum computing, and synthetic biology. Its purpose is not only to predict the future, but to govern it wisely, to ensure that innovation serves humanity rather than to divide it. We are proud that Undersecretary Anders Szeptycki has taken part in this year's GESTA Summit. I believe that your participation at the summit and this year's WEF in Davos underlines Poland's growing engagement in the global conversation about the responsible use of emerging technologies. It also reflects how our two countries are working hand in hand to connect European excellence in science with global governance frameworks. Through GESTA, we're exploring new models of international cooperation, the so-called anticipatory science diplomacy, where scientists, policymakers, and citizens collaborate to make informed choices about technologies before they reach full maturity. Because once they're fully matured, it's very hard to actually look how they should be governed, or actually it's too late. Because in a world where technology advances faster than regulation, and that has always been the case, foresight becomes even more crucial. This approach is particularly relevant to Industry 5.0. As AI and robotics redefine the boundaries of human-machine collaboration, it will be crucial to develop common ethical standards, transparent data practices, and inclusive innovation policies that ensure everyone can benefit from progress. In both of our countries, innovation is deeply linked to education, to trust, and to social responsibility. Switzerland's long tradition of vocational training and apprenticeship, combining hands-on learning with academic excellence, is one of our key contributions to sustainable industrial transformation. We see strong synergies with Poland's effort to upskill its workforce and to prepare future generations for the era of human-machine learning and collaboration. As Industry 5.0 unfolds, success will depend not only on advanced technologies, but also on human creativity, on ethical governance, and resilient institutions. This is where our bilateral cooperation can truly make a difference through joint research, exchange programs, and innovative partnerships. So the day that we are celebrating today has grown over the past decades into much more than a conference. It is now a trusted platform that policymakers, researchers, and business leaders from both of our countries come together to exchange ideas, build partnerships, and look ahead, and visit Warsaw. Fair enough. As we celebrate 10 years of this dialogue, we can be proud how far we have come and confident what lies ahead. Switzerland and Poland share a strong belief in innovation as a driver of prosperity and sustainability. By combining our strength, so the Swiss experience in precision and applied research, with Poland's creativity and digital dynamism, we can make an even greater contribution to Europe's technological future. I am strongly convinced that our partnership will continue to grow through new projects, joint research, and a shared commitment to innovation that benefits the societies as a whole and maybe also our societies as a whole, and maybe the whole world. So I thank you for your attention, and I wish you all productive discussions. Thank you very much.